Our topic today is a quick introduction to HTML. We will learn about the key concepts and tools needed for HTML development. At the end of this course, you will learn how to mark up an HTML document and be able to produce your own websites.
Let's start off by looking at what HTML is. HTML stands for Hypertext Markup Language. It is a standardized system for tagging text files to achieve font, color, graphics, images, audio, and hyperlink effects on worldwide web pages. Let us consider some websites and see the elements of HTML in them. In this website, dailyweekly.com/advice, we see a number of HTML elements. At the top, we see buttons here. We see an icon here, all created with HTML. We see another icon, text, all created with HTML. Even the menu at the top is all created with HTML. The icon is being placed there by HTML. All icons here, text, the videos, and everything that we and all the text and images that we see here have been created with HTML. So we see that HTML has a very important place in web page development. But before we begin to work with HTML, we need to use an editor, a text editor. Any simple text editor can do. For instance, if you are using Windows, you can use Notepad to create your text. But I would advise that we use VS Code. And to get VS Code, go to google.com and in the search bar type VS Code and go to downloads. And once you click on download, you can download as a Windows user or as a Mac user. And then you run the downloaded file and follow the prompts. Now I already have VS Code installed. And once you have installed your VS Code, another important thing I want you to do is come to the left side where you see extensions and click on extension. And in your extension, type live server. Now install your live server to allow you to preview web pages. I already have it installed. So let's begin to use our VS Code. To begin using VS Code, you need to put a directory or a folder where you save all your files. So I will take you to a folder that I have created. So this is our folder. And once we open our folder, we can then begin to create our HTML file. So we go to File, New. Then let's type in index.html and enter and click create file. That will be created. And once we have created it here, we can then begin to work on our HTML document. But before we proceed, I want us to look at the important element of an HTML syntax and what an HTML element is. And so for the HTML syntax, it usually will start with a less than sign. You have the tag name, you close it off, and you open it again with a less than sign, and you close it off with the / and the tag name. Now you then put in whatever information you want to put in your tag in between the opening tag and the closing tag. So you can type whatever information you want to put in here. Now, it is important to note that there are some tag names that do not have an opening and a closing. They just have only an opening like this. So for instance, image is one of those tags that doesn't have a closing tag. And as we get along, you would get to know the differences between them. And another important thing that I want us to note is what we call attributes. So within each tag name, you could have several attributes. So for instance, image, we can locate our image at a particular location. Let's just say dummy, just as an example, dummy.jpg or something. Then you can then come and put an alt text, that is an alternative text when it fails to show, as let's say dummy image. So that is what is called an attribute. So this here is called an attribute, and it's important to know these. But as we get along, we would look at some introductory tags. So for today, we'll look at the h1 tag, we'll look at the p tag, we'll look at also the image tag. But to begin working with HTML, you need to declare what is called the doc type. And so you state Doctype HTML, and then you put everything that comes in between with an HTML tag. So everything that comes in between your head tags and your body tags. Your head tag is mainly for your metadata, so information about the web page. So it will display information such as character, the chassis, HTTP equiv, and this is also a viewport mainly for responsive web development, the title of the page, and so on and so forth. You could also declare who the author is, keyword description, what the website is about, and so on and so forth. But I will do another video where I will focus mainly on the head tag, and I will give a lot of information on the key elements that go into the head tag. So look out for that video, and you would not regret it, because you would learn a lot. So the next part we will look at is what is called our body tag. So we type in body and close it off this way. So to start with, let us use the heading tags, and the heading tags are from H1 to H6. H1 is usually the largest in terms of font size, followed by H2, H3, H4, H5, and H6. All these also give a level of importance when you begin to structure your HTML documents. But let us just use an H1 tag, and let us call it the travel blog of Frederick de Jong, as an example. Then we can then create a paragraph tag with a p tag, and then we type it. We type some information here by saying this is the Frederick de Jong travel blog, and then we can put an image here. We type img here, and then we give an attribute. We locate it with an src, or mainly where the file is located. And so it is located in our image folder, our images folder, slash no, we will just call it avatun dot jpeg. No, it's actually .png. All right, and then we close it off. But let us put into practice what we learned about attributes. So let us give an alt attribute, and we call it image of Fred. And then we give a height attribute, and let's say we give it 300 pixels. And then let's give it a width attribute, and let's say we give it 280 pixels. So, and then we can then come to give another p tag here, and mainly we give, let's just put in some gibberish here with Lorem ipsum. And then once we have typed this, we can actually view our web page by right clicking, and you will see the importance of our live server here. And then we would go to open with live server. Yes, and then here you have it. This is just your first HTML web page you have created. And basically you see the information that we put in here. The H1 tag is here, the paragraph tag is here, the image is here, and then the another paragraph tag is here. If you have enjoyed this video, do not forget to give it a like, give it a thumbs up, and also consider subscribing and helping us to grow. We are a relatively young YouTube site, and we will very much appreciate your support. Give a comment below telling us what you think we can do, or what you want us to do. Any video you want us to create, just put it in the comment below and we would do that. Thank you very much for listening.